computer. And I'm also going to hit share screen, desktop. Oh, share screen. And all right. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have muted all you guys. Hang on. Give me just a minute. All right. Just so I don't have to go back, if you're listening in, if everybody could just hit their mute button on their end. I'm having some technical difficulties getting myself off the screen. So if you've just jumped on, or if you've been on for a while, if you could just hit mute on the bottom, I think it's bottom left of your computer or telephone, it'll help keep the background noise down as we get started. And I am going to go live. Just got started on Facebook Live as well. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so welcome to our virtual launch party tonight. For those of you on Zoom, someone that cares tremendously about you has probably invited you to this call, or they think that you would be phenomenal at maybe sharing these products. If you're coming to me Facebook Live, hello, welcome. Glad you guys are joining to learn a little bit more. The purpose of the call today, and I just noticed the date wrong. The purpose of the call today, I'm going to share a little bit about my story. Who am I? Why am I presenting this to you? And then secondly, the pillars of Isagenix, the health and the financial crisis, and how Isagenix is a solution. And let me remind you guys, if you're just now joining, if you could please mute your lines. So please mute your lines. If I've got any admins, let's see. I cannot get off this screen to save my life to mute the line. So please just mute your lines. This is driving me crazy. Manage participants. All right, here we go. Mute. I'm just gonna mute you all. Okay, boom, got it. Okay, that was driving me crazy. Okay, so today we're going to talk about, this is just 101 presentation mode not going well. Okay, so we're going to talk about the pillars of Isagenix. We're going to talk about the solutions that we have to offer, and whether it's physical or financial. So I'm going to dig right in. So, okay. This is just not, sorry guys, hang tight for just a second. What is Facebook Live as well? Okay, awesome. Okay, so welcome to, I am, all right guys. Hang on just a second. I'll be right back. Hang on. Okay. Now I'm going to mute everyone. Continue. Okay. Nothing like some lovely technical difficulties as you first try to get your call kicked off. So let's try this one more time. Okay. So let me just jump into who I am. Melissa Hinault, welcome to the call. I'm going to be covering with you some interesting facts around Isagenix. So I'm going to dive into the pillars. What are the pillars of Isagenix? Why is it unique? how we have solutions with overall health and wellness, but also if you hang on to the end of the call, we're going to talk a little bit about the financial solution piece. So let me just start out by telling you my 30-second story. Why are you here listening to me to begin with? So I was introduced to Isagenix about 3 years ago. At the time, I was a paleo health food nut. I was an avid gym goer. I was also exhausted, mom of two, with 2 kids in diapers, traveling a corporate job across the country. And deep down inside, I was struggling a good bit with how I was trading time for money. And although I probably wouldn't admit that on the outside to most folks. So a dear friend of mine introduced me to these products. This was 3 years ago. Within days, literally, turned my world around physically. My energy was through the roof. I was finally engaged in the afternoon with my children and with my family. They weren't getting my leftovers. I was sleeping better at night for the first time, just having restful sleep, better workouts. I was still at the gym working out the same routines, but I was giving more maximum exertion because I had more energy and I felt better and I was nourished. A side effect was after about an unspecified time to be compliant, I lost about 6 inches in my waist. So this was incredible for me. It was an incredible transformation. Fast forward 3 years, I learned how to share these products beyond just getting my products paid for, but also I was able to match my corporate income. Pay off student loan debt over $100,000 through this vehicle by changing and transforming lives, and ultimately retire from corporate America and do this full time. In the pockets of my time, work 3 to 4 hours, 3 to 4 days a week on this business, and it's given me the freedom to do more of what I love outside of a career, if you will. So that's my story. Let me take a little sip of water here. Now that I have everyone muted like I wanted to a second ago, I'm going to try to pull up my presentation here so you guys can see it. So give me just a minute. Try this one more time. Okay. And move you guys over here. And play. Okay, much better. Okay, so the first thing I really want to share with you guys is a picture is worth 1,000 words. Okay, so if you look over to the left, this was top left, this was me day one. No, I don't love sharing half naked pictures of myself, but I think it paints a picture that this is a lifestyle. This is not a quick fix. You'll see on day one, I wasn't overweight. I was just looking to tone up and shed a little bit of visceral fat, but mostly I was looking to get my energy back. And on day 30, you can see after having 2 children, I finally found my abs again since, life before kids. It's not just about the physical transformation and what you see on the outside. I've shared with you my energy levels, my level of engagement, my sleep, my workouts, and just mental clarity that was gained from all of this. But if you look over to the far right, it's a little hard to see, but that's day 730. So people always ask me, is this a quick fix? Do I have to use the products forever? This is a lifestyle, guys. You can see from day 1 to day 730, I've been able to maintain my health. If you look down to the bottom left, I was pregnant, had my first ISA baby, my 3rd baby. And after 30 days, I was able to rebound pretty nicely. Thank goodness for this nutrition. I wish I'd had it with my first 2 children because it was my go-to after that baby was born to stay nourished in a healthy way. So before I dive into the actual nutrition, and I guess I should preface this by saying I am a PharmD. I do have a background in really in clinical science, and so literature that's impactful and valid is important to me before I'm really going to dive into nutrition. And so you'll hear that passion and kind of knowledge come through with me as I walk you through some of the products. But before I do that, I just want to ask a rhetorical question. And that is, are you living your ideal life? Whether it be physically or whether it be financially, that we'll talk about at the end. But are you living the ideal life you know that you're cut out to live, to do, to be? And if not, why? I'm going to share with you over the next couple of minutes why I think that Isagenix is a solution for many problems in the US. And that's what we're going to talk about next, to create an ideal life. So this is a really interesting statistic, guys. Over 69% of adults in North America are considered overweight or obese. Food has become too convenient for us, too convenient and corrupt and lacking in nutrition. So most of you would probably agree, if we haven't had our head in a hole, we realize that our food chain supply is corrupt here in the US. So corrupt now that we have a whole market of stamping things as organic, to let consumers know that we have a cleaner process with these products, that we're feeding our livestock differently, that they're not getting GMOs. The bottom line is, even with our organic foods, they're lacking in the minerals that our parents had. Our soils are depleted. Our soils are leached. We are not getting the nourishment that our parents did from the food that we are eating, even if you're eating clean. And if you're not eating clean, you're not alone. Fast food is a huge industry that's made a big splash in the US and made us really fat, made us really unhealthy, and caused a lot of inflammation. And it's no surprise. I mean, I've got 3 children of my own, and they're just starting to play sports, and I see how busy we are in the afternoons and evenings, and how hard it can be to put together a healthy meal for the family versus grabbing something on the go. It's the standard American life. So that's what I'm going to talk through. A couple of different pockets of problems I want to talk through with the standard American diet. I want to walk you through that, and then walk you through why Isagenix has those solutions. So the first piece we talked about was nutrient depletion, that we have a corrupt food chain supply. The second piece is toxicity. So if you think about the toxins that we're exposed to on a daily basis, and some of you may be really well read on this, maybe you're not. It goes all the way back to our toddler lives, when our parents microwaved our plastic bottles that they were feeding us formula out of, to the microwave dinners, things we didn't have control over, to fast forward to today with our beauty products and what we put in our hair and the pollution that we breathe, the mattresses and the fumes that we breathe in. Guys, this is all a reality. Our bodies are exposed to toxins on a daily basis. And what happens is that our bodies are not really good at excreting or expelling toxins, but we're really, really good at neutralizing toxins by depositing fat molecules around those toxins and storing them. We store them in visceral fat, in the parts of our body in our gut, and we hide them away. And if you go back to one of my original pictures here, you can see where our detoxification process and ridding and shedding that toxic visceral fat works. If you look at day 1 for me versus day 30, there's a clear picture of a shedding of visceral fat that would not have happened with any other standard diet. We are the only company on the planet that offers cellular cleansing that detoxifies the body, and we're going to talk about that. So I just wanted to bring you back to that picture to highlight the importance of toxins and how they can wreak havoc on our bodies. Now, the thing is, it's not just visceral fat. It's also in our energy levels and how we feel. Our bodies have to combat these toxins at a cellular level. So the higher toxic threshold that we have, the more foggy, the more bogged down that we are, because if you think about it, our bodies are combating that harsh environment on a daily basis if we're not expelling these toxins. The third component is acidity. So some of you may on the line already be drinking alkaline water. You may be eating, doing like the Whole30 or paleo, or shopping the perimeter of the grocery store to stay more alkaline. We know that the more alkaline we can get It's a more optimal pH for our bodies to operate. And so we're looking, the standard American diet is very acidic. If you think about the go-to foods that we grab and eat quickly, they're creating acidity in our bodies on top of the toxins and on top of the fact that the foods that we are eating are depleted of minerals, right? So there we have the perfect storm of problems within the US with our nutrition. Now, the last piece I'll hit on that is relevant to our nutrition, but also lifestyle, is inflammation. Our bodies tend to be extremely inflamed, either based on diet, based on activity, based on stress that we're putting on our bodies. When we think about diabetes, hypertension, dyslipidemia, issues with cholesterol, they all have a inflammatory component. And then we think about our autoimmune disorders that have an inflammatory component that are related many times to diet. This is a major issue in the US. And I hope in the next couple of minutes, I can walk through with you why Isagenix is a solution to these problems. And I'll land on that initial statement around Americans, 69% of them being obese. And I truly believe the obesity really boils down to the depleted nutrition that we have, the standard American lifestyle of being extremely fast-paced with no time to slow down. Families don't sit down and have wholesome meals anymore. But then also just the components of what's in the food that's offered to us in our food chain supply ultimately leads us to gaining weight, being toxic, and being acidic and inflamed, okay? So that's why Isagenix brings solutions. So what I'm going to share with you are a couple of key 4 components that address these key components of the standard American lifestyle and how Isagenix is a solution. So first of all, let's talk about our shakes. Now, I will say whoever sent you to this webinar tonight, be sure to go back to them with specific questions. They can actually walk you through what a 30-day program entails. Today, I'm just going to talk with you about the harmony of a couple of key products and why they are a solution. But feel free to go back to the person who invited you to ask specific questions. So let's talk about our shakes. Our shakes are a full meal replacement. They've got undenatured whey protein in them, which means basically we have super clean protein that comes from really happy cows in New Zealand. They're grass-fed. They are free from hormones and antibiotics. They are milked in season. And for that reason, the milk that's derived from these animals is very clean, and we don't have to go through a high heat pasteurization process like we do in the US, which means we're able to preserve those branched chain amino acids. They're not broken down through high heat. We actually go through this super cooling system to pasteurize our protein. So it's super clean. There's no GMOs. There's no soy. There's no artificial sweeteners. You can pull the label apart and there's nothing in there but goodness. It's got live active enzymes once you add water. There's medium chain triglycerides. There's everything you need. And guess what? There are carbohydrates in there because it's a meal replacement and we need carbs. We need them to function. People are so afraid of carbs. You guys saw my before and after picture. I consume these shakes twice a day for the first 30 days. The carbs are derived from beets, pears, and apples. Clean, good stuff that you would eat on your plate if you were having a meal. Because again, keep in mind, our shakes are a meal replacement. And I love to say that they're absolutely affordable. They're less than $3 a meal. I'm not sure where you can go in the US and get a more balanced meal for $3. Our shakes are clinically proven to shift the body from an acidic state to a neutral state within 2 days. And that's one of the things I love about this product is it really attacks that issue of acidity. For me, even today, I'm 3 years in, I still love these products, and the shakes were a lifesaver after baby number 3 was born, and I did not have time for myself. I did not have time. I mean, I'm just being honest. I didn't have time to prep and create super clean meals for myself while juggling a newborn with 2 other small kids. So our shakes are a really great solution just to keep you honest when you don't have time to meal prep. It doesn't mean you're living off of them. It means that they are a great go-to between busy days. Okay. Secondly, remember I talked about inflammation and how it wreaks havoc on the body? Ionix Supreme is a solution to that. It's full of adaptogens. Adaptogens are derived from plants, where we've seen in studies that they actually reduce, they allow the plants a better ability to adapt to stress at a cellular level. What does that mean in the human body? Well, we're seeing that it helps reduce oxidative stress, which is a big word, but we're just reducing stress at a cellular level. But also, recently it was published that what we're seeing is that the adaptogens are able to actually reduce the production of cortisol. Now, if you're familiar with that hormone, cortisol, it's supposed to be produced at the highest level early in the day, and we're supposed to taper off towards the end of the day. But what we see with a lot of Americans is it's quite the reverse. And by the end of the day, with this fast-paced, go, 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 super stressful lifestyle, by the time we lay our heads down to go to bed, our minds are racing, our cortisol levels are through the roof, and we cannot sleep. This is our #1 seller out of all of our products. People love Ionix. I drink it religiously daily, sometimes twice a day. Now, if you're an athlete and you're into performance, you're going to find that drinking this twice a day is going to help you recover from hard workouts, and it helps reduce inflammation from that repetitive movement on the joints and the muscles. This is an extremely popular product also because of its contribution to mental clarity, help you stay sharp. So that addresses inflammation that I wanted to share. And then let's talk about toxicity. So we talked a little bit earlier about all the toxins in the environment that some we can control and some we can't control. But our Cleanse for Life is here to help bind those toxins in our body and serve them to our liver on a silver platter to be excreted through the kidneys. The Cleanse for Life is a botanical-rich drink that only Isagenix offers a cellular cleanse. There are a lot of other cleanses out there. There's gut cleanses, organ cleanses, you name it. You've got your juicing, you've got your lemon water. There's all kinds of cleanses out there. But this cleanse is designed to get at the cellular level, strip toxins from the body, and bring them to your liver while you're going through intermittent fasting. It takes the science of intermittent fasting, which we know works. We've got mainstream data published in New England Journal of Medicine this year around intermittent fasting and the benefits of it to the human body. Isagenix just takes it another level, takes that science and applies the Cleanse for Life to actually put that detoxification process into high drive. It's also loaded with aloe vera, which is really soothing to the gut. We're really establishing good gut health when we're doing this intermittent fasting with the Cleanse for Life. Many who come into Isagenix and are new are terrified to intermittently fast. What I'll tell you is you actually consume over 600 calories on a cleanse day. So don't be terrified of it. There's also multiple ways to do cleansing. You don't have to fast throughout the day. As a matter of fact, if you're diabetic, we're going to tell you not to. You can do nightly cleansing, you can do half-day cleansing, or you can do a full-day cleanse or a 2-day cleanse. So we're really flexible there. You're going to get great results regardless. And so you would want to go back to the person who introduced you to the call to really learn more about the options for detoxification. So the key is with those 4 pillars, reduction, alkalinity, reduction in toxicity, reduction in acidity, and creating alkalinity, I talked about that, but also reducing inflammation. Those pillars working together create what I like to call like a squeaky clean, healthy body. People say after their first 30 days on Isagenix, there's got to be some uppers in these products. I don't understand why I have so much energy and like my mind is so clear, like what's in it? It's all within you. That energy, that mental clarity, it's always been there. The problem is our bodies are so bogged down with acidity, with toxicity, with inflammation and stress. And when we strip that all away, there's excess energy left over in the human body to do life at a higher level, at a better level. So that is, in summary, a little bit about the pillars of Isagenix. Before I wrap up the product talk, though, I have to hit on the Ageless Essentials. And these are our vitamins. There's a lot of different vitamins out there on, on the shelves of pharmacies. You have to be careful. Some vitamins have to be dosed twice daily in order to actually get the maximum dosage of the product that's in the vitamin. But most are marketed to just take once a day. What I love about our packaging is that you can see there's 2 packs. There's an AM and a PM pack, and they're conveniently these little tear-off packs where you can take them on the go. They actually help me ensure that I drink enough water, because I just drink my water along with my vitamins. One of our really, really popular products within our vitamin packaging is what used to be called Product B. It's now called Isagenesis. The science behind this product actually won a Nobel Prize in 2007. If you know much about telomere support, it's all about the science behind the end caps of our chromosomes and how we're supporting the slowing the progression of aging. It's definitely something to go look up if you're interested in kind of our anti-aging pill. There's real science behind it. There's also a lot of other great ingredients within that packaging, like your multivitamin, your omegas, your vitamin C. I could go on, milk thistle. There's a lot of different products that come in that packaging. So I personally, when I first started, I got the value pack. The value pack is our most comprehensive pack that comes with these vitamins, so that you ensure that in your first 30-day journey, not only are you flooding your body with the best nutrition, but you're also getting all the vitamins and minerals that your body needs. And that's one thing I should hit on that I didn't with the shakes, is that our shakes have over 70 trace minerals in them. Over 70. Those 70 trace minerals are derived from ionic alfalfa. So that also helps contribute to enzyme activity in our bodies. So a lot of us are missing certain minerals that can really slow the activity of our enzymes. So that, in a nutshell, guys, that wraps up the product piece of my presentation. I will say there are many other products. As you can see, I'm not going to get into them today, but many folks, once they get to optimum health, really shift into our performance line to take it to a whole nother level. But that's for another discussion. So before I dive into the financial opportunity, I did want to wrap up with some science beyond just Melissa's anecdotal information about the products. This is a study that we did against the Heart Healthy Diet. What I love about it is that it was conducted over 52 weeks. So it wasn't just a couple days, it wasn't 6 weeks. You can get results with calorie restricting with anything over 6 weeks. But we did a study for 52 weeks. And you can see that with every endpoint, Isagenix outperformed Heart Healthy Diet, whether it was average total weight loss, average total fat loss, or average total visceral fat loss. 56% more weight loss with Isagenix, 47% more fat loss with Isagenix, and twice as much visceral fat was lost. So I think the data speaks for itself. The person who probably sent you to this call, their story speaks for itself, whether it was something physically that you can see, whether it was emotionally and internally how they feel from an energy standpoint. Maybe it was their labs. My aunt, who's been using the products for 3 years, got a A++ on her labs today and thanked me graciously for how we've been able to turn around some of her chronic illnesses and get her into the best shape of her life. And it's all based on lab numbers. It's not just the scale. So we call those non-scale victories. So that wraps up my piece on product. So if you are here just to learn about products and you're not interested really in how to get your products paid for and beyond, then feel free to jump off now. If you'd like to stay on and learn about our Eat for Free program and wealth creation, please hang on for just a couple minutes. I'm going to share with you some basic concepts on how to get your products paid for all the way to financial freedom. So, let's dive into, I talked a little bit about the problems within the U.S. from a nutrition standpoint, but I want to run some statistics by you guys on financial problems in the U.S. and why Isagenix is a solution. I've got my paper here because I want to make sure I get it all. So I thought this was shocking. 8 out of 10 Americans in the U.S., 8 out of 10 live paycheck to paycheck. Guys, this is not just for those who don't make a lot of money. This is for folks from all different pay grades. I can tell you personally, 3 years ago, even though I was making multiple 6 figures, we still lived paycheck to paycheck. We lived exactly within our means, and I had an extremely large loan debt for college that I was paying. And it wasn't actually until I took on this as a side business and sharing after I got the results that I did, that we were able to aggressively pay off that loan debt and become financially free. So again, 8 out of 10 Americans live paycheck to paycheck. If you look around at the people you know, 8 out of 10 of them couldn't get by in a couple months if they didn't get a paycheck. It's really kind of earth-shattering. The average American is $5,700 in debt. The average American carries credit card debt. The average American. Again, I did up until 3 years ago. Again, this company as a side business has been a massive solution to having complete zero debt in our house. The only debt we have is our mortgage. 57% of Americans, 57% have less than $1,000 in their savings account. Less than $1,000. That goes back to living paycheck to paycheck. And most financial advisors will tell you you need at least 6 months of monthly salary set aside. 57% of Americans aren't doing that. So the last thing I'll land on is the #1 spousal dispute in the U.S. is over money. The #1 spousal dispute in the U.S. is over money. They say that if you could increase the household income by over $300 a month, you would change the dynamic of the arguments among spouses, which I thought was interesting, and I can vouch it changed the dynamic in our household when we began bringing in unaccounted for residual income through this vehicle. So money and work are primary stressors for people. 76% of people, that's what they argue about. And that's why this company is an incredible solution. I'll give you guys a really quick example of this real life today. And then I'll jump into how to get your products paid for. Prior to retiring from my corporate role, my husband and I both had really big jobs, big paying salaries that butted heads with each other and competed when it came to sick children. And when our kids got sick, it was always a massive argument over who's going to stay home with the kids, because we both were making money to bring home and had to show up to work. We had no freedom in that piece. And it created a point of contention, a point of argument. Now, I fast forward to today. My 7-month-old has been extremely sick all week. And I thank the good Lord for this company and residual income, because I was able to drop everything this week and tend to my sick child and not be in a point of contention or in disagreement with my husband over who needed to be at work. It's taken that entire argument, that factor of stress out of our lives. I was able to just drop it, manage it, love on the baby, take him to the doctor, do what we needed to do. Totally reducing stress in the household. Okay, so what's the mission for our company? This is what a PharmD can get behind. If you read our vision, it's to impact world health and free people from physical and financial pain, and in the process create the largest health and wellness company in the world. Guys, this is something I can get behind. This is something I can totally get behind. So, how do you get your products paid for? What's the opportunity? Maybe you're here just to figure out how to get your products paid for. Maybe you're here to figure out how to make a couple $100. Maybe you're here to figure out how to be financially free. It all starts with using the products and having your own story and then sharing it with your network. As you share with your network, you will identify people who are just going to be product users, and you'll find some who want to run with the business and aggressively share. How do you get your products paid for? We call it U+2. It's the first step in Isagenix. When you come in and get your pack, the quickest way to offset and practically pay for instance, your value pack, is to bring in 2 accountability buddies within the first week. When you enroll 2 people within the first week, within any given week, Monday to Sunday, you get thank you money from Isagenix. We're going to give you, or we, not me, the company's going to give you referral bonus money. If you enroll 2 people on a value pack within a given week, you're going to get $450 with those first 2 enrollments. And that will just about pay for a value pack with Isagenix. Now, this is what we call front-end compensation. It never goes away. I've been with the company for 3 years, and every time I introduce someone to the products, I get a referral bonus. This is a standard sales model. I always try to introduce 2 people in a week just to maximize the compensation plan. When you first get started, it's great to have accountability buddies beyond just getting your products paid for, to have others go on this health journey with you, health and wellness journey, it can help hold you accountable. Now, when you go from you sharing to them sharing, so U+2, them +2, so the 2 folks that you have shared with have duplicated, meaning they went and found 2 accountability buddies as well. Well, what's going to happen then is you're going to actually rank advance to what we call manager if you do it within the first 60 days. And if you do it in the first 60 days, you're going to get an additional $250 for going manager. You're going to get an additional $200 for creating 2 consultants. And so for a total of, what's the math? Let me make sure I've got it right. $900. So you share with 2 people and get them on 2 value packs. You get $400 in referral money. You get $50 from Isagenix to rank advanced to consultant. When you get your 2 friends to do the exact same thing, they become consultants. You get $100 for each, plus you get a $250 bonus. So that's $900. It averages out to about $1,000 by the time it's all over with when you look into what we call cycle pay. So that is the front end compensation. If you're on the call today and you just want to get your products paid for, go find 2 cleanse buddies. Go find 2 ability buddies this week before Sunday. Feel free to even grab the recording from this call, or the person who introduced you to the products can send you a really short, succinct recording of what the products are about. Share that with a couple of friends. Get them enrolled with you and offset the cost of your products. If you're looking for this as a larger financial vehicle, that is where we come into our back-end compensation. There are multiple ways that the company compensates for your work. It all starts with the initial referral bonuses, but we also offer rank advancement bonuses as you move up the ranks from manager to director and from director to executive. There's bonus pools for how you perform within those different ranks. And then the back end, the money you make while you sleep really comes from the business that you create over time and that volume that runs through your business center, so that every time anyone within your business or anyone that introduced the product to a friend within your business, you're going to get a royalty for that. That's why it's called network marketing. And so as your business expands, so does your paycheck. And so it really depends on the work that you put in to introducing these products to your network and teaching those around you on how to do that. We have a lot of great tools. We've got amazing coaches. We've got the #1 income earners in the world, the Cepedas. The picture of their family was earlier in the slides, who are our top leaders that coach us on all of this. So in summary, you know, at a minimum, Isagenix can be a vehicle for you to be the healthiest version of yourself, the best version of yourself, to raise that fog, to shed that waistline, to give you that energy, to give you that extra giddy up, to make you a little bit sharper, make you that even higher performing athlete at a minimum. At a, you know, somewhere in the middle, if you want to casually share with these great results, you can get your products paid for. You can make a couple $100 a month, just changing the lives of those you love, all the way to someone like myself who has made it a full-time career to change lives. And it's all there for the taking, depending on your goals. So this concludes the call tonight. Be sure to go back to the person who introduced you to the call, that sent you to this webinar, to learn more about getting enrolled. And if you're interested in the business, learn more about the financial opportunity. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope you guys have a great evening. Bye-bye.